and welcome to this lesson where we're going to look at percentages of, or multiplying by percentages. When we're asked to find a percentage of something, all that we need to do is realize that of means times. So, if we were asked to find a percentage 50% of $20, we could rewrite our question as 50% times $20. Now our question becomes much easier to solve. But to do this, we need to find an equivalent form of this number here, the 50%, which we can use in our equation. So we want to find either a fraction or a decimal, which we can use. So 50% is either 0.5, or we could write it as a half. And you know how to work out equivalent forms of our percentages. So let's say we took a half. We could go a half times $20. Then hopefully you can work out it's $10. If you've forgotten how to multiply by fractions, you can go back and look at a video on that. So we get $10. You could do the same thing by 0.5. You're going to get $10. And maybe you realize that if we're finding a half, this is really the same as dividing $20 by 2. So we'd get $10. So there's multiple ways we can do this. All that we have to really realize is that 50% of $20 is the same as 50% times $20, and then we need to find a form which we can use to work out our equation. So we'll do another one, 73% of $20. So you go 73% of $20. So this time, I think our fraction of 73 over 100 is a bit more confusing or less useful than our decimal, 0.73 times 20. So now we just solve this like we would a usual multiplication. So we'll go up here. We could go 0.73 times 20. Now because we have this 0 here, we're just going to put 0 at the end. 2 times 3, 6, 2 times 4, 14. 2 times 0 is 0. Now, we need to remember, as we did in the decimals multiplication, these two decimal places here mean that we have to have two decimal places here. So we end up with $14.60. Alright, now it's your turn. Try to find 25% of $40. Okay, so with this question, you could have gone and realized that 25% is a fraction, 25 over 100. So it's a 5, not a 6, which is then the same as a quarter. And then you could find a quarter of $40, which is the same as dividing 40 by 4. And we're going to get $10. Or you could have gone another way and done the decimal, 0.25 times 40, and you would have then set that up like an equation and ended up with the same number, $10. So the answer to this one is $10. Okay, this time find what 19% of $40 is. Okay, so for this one, our fraction of 19 over 100 is potentially less useful. I would go straight to the decimal. So you get 0.19 times $40. So we'll set this up as you would a normal multiplication. 0.19 times 40. Remember we put our 0 at the end because we have a 0 here. Then we go 4 9s is 36. 4 1s is 4 plus the 3. We get 7. 4 zeros is 0. We have our two decimal points here, so we want 2 here. So we end up 19% of 40 is going to be $7.60. So our question this time asks us to find 120% of $30. This one's a bit harder than the previous ones, but I'm going to let you have a go and then we'll go through it together. Okay, so just like before, we want to find an equivalent form of our 120%. So we could do this as a fraction, 120 over 100, which is going to end up being 1 and 20 over 100, which we could then get 1 and a fifth, Or you could go a decimal and you would get 1.20. Whichever one you choose will give you the same answer. In this case, I am going to choose the decimal because I think that's going to be the easiest one. Actually, I might do it both ways. We'll start with the fraction. So if we chose the fraction, we would go 1 1/5 of $30. So it's going to be the same as if we had $30 plus 1/5 of $30. So we're going to have 30. And then 1/5 of $30 is the same as $30 divided by 5. So that looks like a 6. So we get $30 plus 6. Sorry, $6, which ends up with $36. So we're hopefully going to get the same answer with that decimal. So if we had 1.2 times 30, we could rewrite this as 1.2 times 30. Put a 0 down, we get 6 and 3. So this time we only have one number behind the decimal point, so we put this number here. So, as we expected, we got $36, and our answers match up, so we can be sure that our answer's right. So that's $36 as the answer. I hope that's helped. If you're still unsure about something, have a go at re-watching it. Otherwise, bring your questions into class.